Hey Credit Warriors, well, we've got a little bit of a news story for you today and also how you can get your money back if you are affected by this situation. So WOW Air, the low-cost Icelandic airline that flies from the US to Europe via Iceland, that's the airline that paints their planes that kind of sickening shade of purple. To be honest, I don't like my planes painted anything else but white or maybe gray. You know, flying's a serious thing, so I want to fly on a serious airline, not something that looks like it, belongs in a kid's show. Anyway, rant over. So WOW Air, they're from Iceland. They were founded in 2012. They had 11 aircraft as of now, or as of, when they have ceased operations, and they employed about 1,000 people. So, it's quite sad that this has happened. These people probably will be losing their jobs. Now, they've been in trouble for a while. It's actually quite impressive that they went on this long. I'll talk about that in a second, because long-haul budget airlines don't usually work, okay? So, you can see that in the example Oasis Hong Kong, which is an airline that used to exist about 10 years ago or more, went bankrupt in 2008. And you've got a few other, long-haul airlines that are probably too far in the past now for most people to remember, but people who've tried to do long-haul budget airlines and it just doesn't really work. The business model isn't there. So WOW Air, they were going off of the business model of selling tickets from New York to Europe for ridiculously cheap, like $200 and something. But then they went through a process of upsells like pay extra to book your seat, pay extra for food, extra for movies, etc. I just don't want to be dealing with that kind of stuff when I take a flight, I just want to pay for it and everything is included. That's the way I, think of it. Now, since WOW Air started getting into trouble, Iceland Air was looking at taking them over, and they were in discussions, but those discussions actually fell through just a few days ago, and now WOW Air has announced that they are ceasing operations. So on their website, they've posted this message: WOW Air has ceased operation. All WOW Air flights have been cancelled. Yeah, just like that, just that simple. It's finished, guys. Go home. Now, they do direct passengers to look for so-called rescue fares from other airlines, basically airlines offering it at a cheap price for the same route if you can show that you had a ticket on WOW Air. Some airlines may be doing that. They advertise to people who book through European travel agencies to go through their travel agency. I think that's because of certain terms and conditions in Europe that they are protected from this kind of thing. And they advertise to people with credit cards to contact their card issuers. This is what they say: passengers whose ticket was paid with a credit card are advised to contact their credit card company to check whether a refund of the ticket cost will be issued. Now, so we've looked at this issue before in previous videos, and basically what this is referring to is a chargeback. So credit card companies, when you pay for something with a credit card, if the merchant does not deliver that service, it's actually the credit card company that becomes liable for, refunding you the money for that. And often this can be done with a chargeback. And it means that you can actually often get your money back through the credit card rather than through the airline that's gone bust or failed to provide the service. So basically, if you want to dispute a charge, you need to dispute it within 60 days of receiving the bill for that charge, okay? Not 60 days of the actual charge itself, but 60 days from receiving the bill. And then the credit card company has 30 days to get back to you and 2 billing cycles to investigate and resolve the issue. And while that's being investigated, that money that's on your account, interest cannot be charged on that money. So basically it's frozen in your account. It cannot be reported to the credit bureaus that you have not paid that, so you can go without paying it, and it basically just sits there. It won't, you won't get late payments or, reports or interest charges or anything like that. So it is always useful to pay for things with a credit card. And if it is found that the merchant hasn't provided the service it said it would provide, which is going to be quite easy with this because there's a lot of news articles about, this airline basically going under, the credit card company can often actually do a chargeback where they forcibly bring back that money out of the, the merchant's account and charge it back onto the credit card and refund it to you. So basically you will get refunded your money. And now we have a story from one of our viewers. This was recorded after the rest of the video, that's why we are audio only. But basically Zach, who runs the Slick Reviews YouTube channel, you may have seen his comments on some of our videos before. He was actually booked on a WOW Air flight which had been due to leave in a few days' time. Basically yesterday morning he got an email from WOW Air which said pretty much the same thing as was in the statement on their website. WOW Air has ceased operation, etc. And you need to look for rescue fares, that kind of thing. So his flight was cancelled, and he started looking for what he could do. Now, he had booked his ticket on the Southwest business card from Chase. I think he'd spent about $1,000, so I'm guessing this was tickets for 2 people. Now, the Southwest business card does not have trip cancellation insurance. It has some other things like baggage insurance, etc., but not trip cancellation insurance. So from the point of view of the credit card benefits that are provided on specific cards, he was out of luck, but he decided to try his luck anyway at doing a chargeback or disputing the payment, because credit card companies are liable if a merchant does not provide the service that they say they're going to provide. So he called up Chase, and the person on the end of the phone said that quite a few people already called up with this issue as soon as they heard WOW Air, and that person transferred him to someone else, and he did file a dispute. And what they did, they actually issued a temporary credit on his account, which cancelled out the charge while they are dealing with it. And he said he felt he was lucky because the airline is actually ceasing operations completely. That was probably in his favor, because it's very clear that the airline is not going to be able to provide this service, whether now or anytime in the future. If he was just delayed, it might be a different story, because he could be rescheduled on another flight, and then the service would actually be provided just at a later period. So it may not be so easy to get a refund through a chargeback or dispute with the credit card company. Anyway, Zach's got a temporary credit on his account, so he can go ahead and probably book a rescue fare with another airline. Apparently, Iceland Air are providing rescue fares. And, since he had a bit of a crappy experience yesterday, let's make his day. I'll put his YouTube channels in a pinned comment below. Why not go over there and check out 1 or 2 of his videos and subscribe? Let's give him a bit of good news after his bad news yesterday. All right, back to the video. A friend of mine did this with the Oasis Hong Kong bankruptcy a few years ago, well, 10 years ago now. He actually did a chargeback. And if you want to hear more about chargebacks and also that story, I tell it in another video we have on chargebacks, which I'll put at the end of this video. Just lastly, I will say, our thoughts go out to anyone affected by this, particularly the employees, because they'll be losing their jobs. So it really is, quite a sad thing to see this airline go under. It had operated for about 7 years, since 2012, employing 1,000 people. So it is quite a big deal. And also, if you have, been affected by this with a ticket being cancelled or something, our heart goes out to you. We hope you can resolve the issue, and disputing the charge with your credit card company is one way that you can do that. As always, we'll put some of our favorite credit cards in the links below. Affiliate link, if you want to see the advertiser disclosure, it's in the bottom of the description section of this video. Please subscribe if you're new. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.